Hey, my friend. Hey, my friend. I just want to see. I don't do this often enough. I don't go live often enough to see if I am indeed live. So I just want to check. Well, I just got to trust the process, don't I? I'm headed to work. It's going to be a long day today. And I want to share something with you. Gratitude, how to shift from hustle to purpose. What I have found out is when things aren't going right in your life, right? You're not making the money that you want. Your nonprofit isn't bringing in the level of donations and support that you desire, relationship. It's all centered around trying to be somebody else and not being in a spirit of gratitude. Let me read something to you. I created this book. It's a digital download. It's a book. It's a workbook. There's 100 affirmations in here. There is a 30-day journal. And I'm just really excited. But check this out. Here's something that I wrote. Gratitude doesn't mean you're okay with everything. It means you're anchored. Don't you want to anchor? Even when the wind is doing its best tornado impression. It's not a post-it note affirmation. It's not something that you just put on a post-it note and just move on. This is huge. It's not woo-woo. This is huge. This is what has changed my life the last, I would say, 28, 29 years. All right. It's a decision, a reframe. It's a rally cry in soft clothing. It's the moment you realize you don't have to live in panic mode to create a powerful, purposeful life. I'm going to stop right there. We're taught to hustle. We're taught to grind. We're taught to literally be exhausted. I talk about that in my book. Where, girl, I'm exhausted. Girl, the struggle is real. And people wear that as a badge of honor. It's not a badge of honor. It's exhausting, and it causes burnout. We can't hustle in business, in life, in relationships. We can't hustle all the time because it's not sustainable. You can't keep doing it. You're going to burn out. So how did this even help me? I came into this online space back in 2007. Okay. 2007. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's almost 18 years ago. Okay. That's almost 18 years ago. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I want to see how old I was. I was 38. If I did the math right, I was 38. I'm 56 now. I don't have a problem saying that because there's not one age I want to go back to. I wouldn't mind revisiting my 16th birthday, though. It was a wonderful one. But when I came into this space, I copied the people who I joined up with. And it was great. I didn't want to do videos, but that's what they were doing. So I did videos. I went on to learn about writing, blogging, creating website, creating apps. It was really good because I went to school for marketing, but I never saw marketing like this because I was new to digital marketing and online marketing. But the problem that I had was I was always copying someone. I would watch someone on video and I'm like, ooh, I like what he's doing. I like what she's doing. And then I would enter in their training and I would do the things they were doing because people would say, follow me. You get an over the look shoulder, look over my shoulder and follow me and take this course and take that course. And don't get me wrong, there was nothing bad about that, but I didn't know how to make it my own, or let me take responsibility. I didn't take the time to learn how to make this my own. So I would promote program after program after program, no problem, because sometimes programs fizzle out, as an affiliate. Affiliate is someone who sells other people's things, right? But they would fizzle out and I would find myself doing the same thing. And so in 2024, I said, I want to do something different. I like Now I do. I like videos. I like online marketing, social media, but I just there's no fizzle. There's no pizzazz. It was just like you know what I mean. And making the money, the $1,000 days or the $200 days or even the $5 days. It just eh. So I had to get back to my base, which brings me back to my book, gratitude. I had to get into gratitude. So gratitude is not all this woo woo woo. It's something that ushers you into an energy and a frequency of living your best life, even when you don't see the best life. Does that make sense? That's faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. What we are not taught is you have to become that thing, which is faith, before you see the thing. So you have to become the work from home mom. You have to become the person like me. You have to become a person who works full time but also generates income online or offline. You have to become that before you see the cash coming in, before you see the customers coming in, before you see your team members coming in. And that, my friend, what I have found is all rooted and grounded in gratitude. So I want to encourage you to shift from hustle. I don't want to hustle anymore. That's a thing I prayed for last year. I was like, I don't want to hustle anymore. I don't want to hustle anymore. I don't. I just don't want to do that. I want to enter this space as my authentic self, and my authentic self is journaling, affirmations, and it's helpful. I'm an avid recruiter. That's what I've been doing for 26 years, recruiting students who want to graduate high school, go to college, and get a college degree. And I had to finally figure out, how do I transfer that type of success over into my own income streams? Gratitude. It's gratitude. I'm telling you, it's gratitude. So, how has this helped me in my online business? Well, what I did is I just started talking more conversational. I ditched all of the email scripts. See those email scripts that you get? Maybe someone tells you, but you're supposed to make those your own. The articles that you get, the done for you articles, you're supposed to make those your own. You're supposed to tweak those to your story. And to be completely transparent with you, I didn't always do that. I just would take the emails, tweak a few things, and keep it going. I wasn't appreciating the process. So now what I'm doing, this is what has totally changed things for me, where I'm getting monthly checks in the mail with the residual direct mail system. I never would have thought that. I never would have thought that the direct mail system opening up the floodgates for me. And it's even given me a joy and even more confidence with online marketing, because I'm creating more and more digital products, and just it's helping me. Even people who know me, coaching and mentoring, they're like, hey, do you have anything? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So it has really unlocked a lot of opportunities. Okay. So now what I do is, you can take whatever product you're in. You may be an affiliate, you may be in direct sales, you may have your own products, your own coaching, mentoring, may have your own nonprofit, whatever it is. But I had to go through a mindset shift, and that's what gratitude does, because you begin to get grateful for the small things, right? I made a shift. And so I'm no longer feeling pressured to sell, because I know people don't like to be sold. And guess what? People don't like to sell, and people don't like to be sold, right? So, what I had to do, finally, I've heard this, but we all have our own journey and we all have our own aha moments. But what I had to do is, I said, okay, I'm going to convert money into meaning. Yes. I'm going to convert impact into income. Yes. And I'm going to convert or merge service into empowerment. Those are things that I've been doing for years. but I never was able to transfer those things over to my online space as it pertains to the income streams. And why is because I thought myself to be separate. I was separating myself. So I was causing incongruence in myself. You may be doing that. You may think, okay, at work, I do this. Online, I do this. No, take the titles off of it, take the job descriptions off of it, and just say, who am I really? And then that person appears. I am empowerment all day long. I'm an advocate all day long. I solve problems all day long, but I don't want to hustle and grind all day long anymore. Anymore. So here's what you get. You get a short book. Okay, it's really good, if I should say so myself. It's a short book. You can read this book 5 minutes, 10 minutes, maybe 15. And then we have a gratitude book. So I have some questions and exercises in here. Can you see that? I have affirmations. And when you do affirmations, it's not just something that you just say. You have to get the affirmations in your spirit. You got to get it in your soul. All right. And you can say more than one. What I do is I record myself and I say all these affirmations with feeling, emotions, and then I play it while I'm asleep because my spirit, soul, and body recognizes my voice. Okay. But here's a good one. Say one and let it get in you. My abundance begins with a single thank you. My abundance begins with a single thank you. See, you take your focus off of money. Money is the least thing. When you do this first, the money comes. When you do this first, your clients come. I'm telling you the truth. When you do this first, your clients come, the money come, the relationship comes. I helped my friend. I've known her, I don't know, since the 90s. She was a student in college. So she's about, how old is she? She's about 7 years younger than me. Okay. She wanted a husband. And oftentimes, when you want a husband or a wife, you start saying, I want this, that. I want them tall, dark. I want the woman voluptuous. I want a skinny waist. You start looking at all these features. But that's not how you get the husband or the wife. First, you have to get into the feeling. You got to get into the gratitude. I love and appreciate myself. I love and appreciate myself. I know it sounds woo, 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 but this is what she had to do. So she says, hey, Rhonda, I'm ready to get married. I'm like, okay. Take your focus off of what you want him to look like. God, universe, your psyche, whatever. But God is what I say. It's not going to give you someone or you. First of all, you get to choose. Okay, you get to choose. You get to choose your own reality. But we have to operate with spiritual laws, spiritual principles, right? So you're not going to get something that you don't want. That's wrong attitude. So I said, what we're going to do is you're ready now. So she's already prepared herself to be a wife, right? She's ready to share her meals. She's ready to share her car, her space, whatever it is. What you do is you ask for your divine right husband, your divine right wife, your divine right job, career, your divine right business, your divine right customers and clients, your divine right atmosphere and environment. And you just simply say, I know you're like, Rhonda, you simply say, thank you for my divine right husband. Thank you for my divine right business. And that puts you into a frequency of gratitude. And so things begin to unlock. Let me tell you what happened. That was October, because that was in 2014. I was just coming back to work full time from going through breast cancer. I had been through 8 rounds of chemo. I had been through a major surgery. I had been through 8 weeks of radiation. I'm back at work in October. She comes into my office. Let me tell you, by Thanksgiving, she's engaged. I'm telling you the truth of that same year. By December, wedding rings purchased. By March of 2015, married. It was a beautiful celebration. I still remember the candy, the cakes, the food. It was a smorgasbord of gratitude. And so every time I see that guy, I'm like, Lord have mercy, we just gratitude you up. We wrote you up. Yes, gratitude. It shifts you because we're taught to hustle, we're taught to grind. I remember when I pledged sorority, and I'm in a sorority where you never leave it. But when I pledged it, there was a song, It's So Hard to Be. I don't want nothing hard. If it's divine right, it's not hard. It comes with ease, it comes with flow. Jesus even said, My yoke is easy and my burden is light. And what is a yoke? A yoke, they put it around your neck, the animals. But when he says my yoke is easy, it's like, I'm going to guide you here. I'm going to guide you there. But if we're resisting, that's hustle. If we're grinding, that's hustle. Go with the flow. And the flow is gratitude. So anyway, affirmations are, I put it in my book, they're just not a post-it note affirmation. You got to get these things in your fiber of your being. So when you wake up, you're like, oh, I'm going to have a wonderful day. Everything comes to me easily and effortlessly. And I get the divine right things. What's for me is for me. Yes, you got to get it in your psyche. So I got 100 affirmations in here. You see? Gratitude, 100 affirmations. And then finally, I have a gratitude journal. So what I've done is if you want to just type in this from your phone or your desktop or laptop, you can do that. If you want to print it like I did, I'm tactile. I got to touch stuff. That's why I still have a hard time buying stuff online. All these doggone stores is closed and making me buy stuff on. Anyway, I don't want to get out of gratitude, right? But you can print it. So I have my own printer. So if you go somewhere and print this and get it bound, it may cost you $10, $15, depends on where you go. But I have my own printer, so I printed my pages, and then I went to FedEx and they bound it for me for $6. Okay. The download is like this that I'm offering you. It's like $7, $7.95. I had some colleagues of mine, they love me, but they're like, why are you undervaluing yourself? I'm not undervaluing myself. What are you talking about? I'm not undervaluing myself. You see, but now that I'm not copying anyone, now that I'm in the spirit of gratitude, I can enter this space how I want to. And I have the grace and the love and joy to scale up. I can start how I desire. But I use these so I can meet people, so they can see my residual income system if they want to use that. So they can get into some coaching sessions with me, right? So it's like a lead magnet, if you've ever heard of that. But anyway, you have a 30-day journal back here. And at the very end, I'm going to end this video because I got to get going. I have journal prompts. Yeah, I have journal prompts. So if you're like, I don't know what to write, I've given you something, and I use one of them. So let me tell you, you don't have, this is your own space. Nobody sees this but you, okay? This is your own space. But check this out. It doesn't have to be grandiose. Today, I'm grateful for beauty in small things. So what am I grateful for today? I say write down 3 things, but you can do whatever you want. I'm grateful for a strong beating heart. I'm grateful for fingers and toes. I'm grateful for fingernails and toenails. Okay. How often do you thank your toenails? Thank you. Yes. I'm grateful for my kneecaps, my knees. I'm grateful for them. Right. And so you have the opportunity each day to say, this is what I'm grateful for. So this is my introduction to my latest digital product, which is it's fully called the Gratitude Economy, how you can shift from hustle to purpose. All right. So enjoy, my friend. And click, there's a link. You can click it and go right to my digital store. You can download this for about $7. And if you want to go and print it, I already told you it's probably going to be between $10 and $15. But I bid you much success. And I'll be back to check on you. And what could I read? Oh, check this out. Here's one thing that I want to leave you with that gratitude can do. And I wrote it in my book. It changes your lens, how you see things. When you're tuned into gratitude, life stops looking like a checklist and starts looking like a treasure hunt. Boom. Hello. Treasure hunt. I like that. So go out and find some treasure today. Okay. Many, many blessings.